Hi everyone, this is Sunette here in this video for Soul to assist and support with expanding on your utmost potential, the potential that you can be and become. Now, very recently I had a conversation with an individual who was saying, that they're in this inner conflict within themselves because there's like this part of them that knows and feels they can do better and they can be more, and they've just got this potential in them, but they can't completely define it. It's like it's there, but it's not. And they've been fighting and striving and, pushing day in and day out to work and get things done and, build their business or make their career work and make more money. And, so they were like going, but it doesn't feel like I'm getting anywhere. So I asked them, okay, wait, slow down. That's not the potential we're talking about here. Meaning that for them, they, inside their minds, in an emotional way, interestingly enough, define potential as, I need to work this much, push that much, sleep so little, get this done, get that done, move here, move there, be responsible for this, and they're like frantically running around like a headless chicken trying to reach their potential. I said to them, no, look, slow down. Potential that we're talking about is the inner self potential, who you are in thought, word, and deed. And you are in fact not going to know your inner self utmost potential, who you are capable of being in thought, word, and deed, if you do not start in the small. So I took this being and I mapped out their everyday life for them. Asked them, all right, so how much or how often are you thinking about or stressing about how little or how much you sleep? And I said, that right there means that you are not taking care of your emotional state, your mental state, and your physical body. Because, sleeping or rest should be just that. It should be my rest time for me and my body to recuperate and rejuvenate and, realign and adjust for the next day. So that right there should be untouched by your emotions and your mind. So then showed them, all right, how they can walk a process of reaching their potential in sleeping or resting to actually really rest. Because they, interestingly enough, realized that they were so stressing and emotional and worrying about how much or little sleep they were getting that they weren't actually ever really resting at night fully. And then they wake up the next day and they're exhausted and tired. And then it gets into that exhaustion and tiredness becoming an adrenaline of sorts, try and get them moving throughout their day. And they try and keep on busy getting in anything and everything of, let's say, coffees or energy drinks or stuff like that to help them keep going through the day. Started creating a very vicious cycle. I said, all right, now throughout your day, who are you in thought, word, and deed? What is your potential in who you are in moments throughout your day where you can make it better or best for you and your body? So everyone have a look at, for example, this, where this individual was so caught up in thinking potential is based on what I do externally, when it's actually all about who you are within what you do. So another example was where they're like, I needed to get this done in this time and push, meaning they were going way overboard in a project, for example, that only needed to be done in 6 months that they wanted to get done in 3 weeks. Comparing to the potentials of the definition of this world's potential of working faster, harder, more effective, quantifying your memory skills and all of that. When, interestingly enough, also, there was this moment with this individual where they said, well, what are you saying? For me to reach my inner potential, I must now give up on everything that I'm doing. How is that possible? I mean, if you're saying that this is not my potential, then what is? What does potential mean? And if I go for my inner potential, does that mean I've got to give up my outer potential? So no. Okay, slow down. So what I also showed them is how to create a balance in still doing all the things that you'd like to attain and reach and succeed in your everyday life and your future when it comes to your business, your career, your income, family, relationships, and things like that. That is not the problem. What is, and mostly is who we are within it all. What does that mean? I just changed him in this individual I was been talking to, changed him in certain dimension in his life. The sleeping, the relationship of getting projects done, really doing it in not a, let's say, a flash time, but considering, okay, what space and time is available, what can be quantified to be done faster, but considering it all very practically in, their mental health, physical health, relationship health, life health. And interestingly enough, in that process of slowing some things down and showing them their potential in the smallest of moments throughout their day, and the smallest of moments in their scheduling, prioritizing, arranging, that they had so much more time to actually start developing and creating themselves into something more. So they're now at a point of balancing 3 different hobbies together with building and creating their career, because they discovered that they've got more potential in terms of specifying their skills and talents and abilities in 3 different fields that actually complement their business and career building. But they would not have had access to those parts of themselves if they didn't first access themselves in the beginning. What does self-potential mean in who I am and how I am in thought, word, and deed when it comes to my everyday life and my life right now? All right, so everyone, here is a defining and redefining process that you can walk and take with you when it comes to my potential. Start in the small. It's the small, the moments is always the building blocks of everything and anything. We don't, if we have a look at the general saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Everyone's familiar with that. And that is so true. Whenever you're building something or creating, it's brick by brick, moment by moment, breath by breath, step by step. But we become so accustomed to and comfortable with and automated, in this rushed state of surviving and existing and running and chasing, and that we lose the impatience, we lose the patience, and we become impatient. We lose ourselves in impatience of creation. And everyone potential, your utmost potential, is a self-creation process. And remember, creation happens breath by breath, moment by moment, step by step, day by day. And a way that has also grounded me, whenever I have like this feeling or experience of, I can do better, I can be better, I can do more, but it remains undefined, then I know, okay, whoa, I'm somewhere, somehow not slowing down enough. I'm not taking it day by day. So where and what inside myself and my life do I want to work on more? And how can I plan it in a way of placing a process for myself, a creation process that happens day by day that I've got to give attention to, little by little, and over time start reaching that potential of change that I've seen for myself. Like, for example, it's even sometimes with something as simple as when you've got a very bad habit of, let's say, becoming impatient. Let's use the word impatient. That we sometimes go into that state of, I want to change this now, and then you go into that rushed state of doing everything and anything you can to change it now. And while you're trying to change it as quickly and as fast as possible, you're at the same time seeing your potential of being able to change it, but it's not happening, and the patience is just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's the same thing. We're trying to look too far into the future and project too much outside of ourselves that we're not remembering the process of moments, of the day, of steps. So if there has been a habit within you, the main thing that stood out for the individual in this case study example of this video was sleeping. That if you've got a habit that is compromising you and challenging you in any way whatsoever, to have a look at asking yourself, what potential can I be and become if I walk through this, if I transcend this, if I break through it? And the potential is impatience. You become more patient, deeper, understanding, humble. Interestingly enough, the individual with the sleeping, his potential was just having more rest. But that was the first potential he saw. But as he started actually changing his relationship to sleeping, it didn't just become about rest. He realized he had so much more energy during the day. He actually had so much more time during the day to actually get things done. He realized how scary and frightening it was that he spent more time in his day thinking about what to do that he didn't even realize that he never actually got to things. And that's actually what postponed and procrastinated so many things that he wanted to try and get to. But the moment he had more rest, he was more calm, slowing down, he could plan, prioritize, and space things out so well and get more done in a day than he ever could. So here, having a look at such habits and then start with one potential, one goal, one thing within that process that you want to achieve for yourself. And you'll be amazed holding to that one thing and also be ready and vulnerable in allowing more of your potentials to start emerging. And this is what is so extraordinary about this process, everyone, of redefining and living words and also yourself, is that you think you sometimes start with one change, but in the end, there's like this red carpet of change that just opens up within you and in front of you in your life. So this is the exercise, the practical process that I will leave you with for this video. Take that habit, start in the small. Ask yourself, what little changes can I do day by day to make this change stand and stick as me, by me, for the rest of my life? I mean, rather than chasing after an ideal of change in your mind, bring that change into reality. Remember, step by step, day by day, little by little, and keep constant and consistent with that. Before you know it, you'll have changed and seen and lived the potential that you knew was there within you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much.